Please welcome the hottest trio in pop music today, Beyoncé, Kelly, and Michelle, the bootylicious Destiny's Child.
Kelly, can you handle this? Michelle, can you handle this? Beyoncé, can you handle this? I don't think they can handle this.
Better move, speed around. Look sexy, look fly. Baddest chick aside. DJ, jam the night. Spotted me, I see anything. There you are. Come on, baby, don't you wanna boogie with me? Can you handle me?
You gotta do much better if you gon' dance with me tonight. You gotta work your check if you gon' dance with me tonight. Listen, 'cause I don't think they're ready for the jelly for the boys. I don't think they're ready for the jelly for the boys. I don't think they're ready for the jelly. Beyoncé, Michelle, and Kelly, it's time for takeoff.
This jelly, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this.
My body too bootylicious for you, baby.
The earliest memory I have of Beyoncé is Destiny's Child's performance of Bootylicious at Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary special in 2001. Even then, I saw something distinct about her. Oddly enough, that was also the first time I'd seen Michael Jackson live and in action. How interesting that my two favorite artists of all time, Michael and Beyoncé, came into my life through the same moment. Two of the greatest performers to ever live, intersecting in real time. It's been said before, by me and others, that if you don't understand Beyoncé as an artist by now, you probably never will. I remember the 2003 BET Awards and feeling something even then at the age of 7 as this freshly solo Beyoncé Knowles danced atop her own name. A bold statement for someone just beginning her solo journey. What better way to declare yourself as a force to be reckoned with? I always knew Beyoncé would be great, but I couldn't have imagined just how far she would push not only herself, but the entire industry. It's a strange and fascinating thing to be a fan of Beyoncé in 2025. She has quite literally been famous my entire life. It hit me personally sometime around the Lemonade era, maybe around the Super Bowl. I just had a moment where I realized I was witnessing a singer evolve into a legend before my very eyes. The kind of legend we usually only talk about in hindsight. The Michaels, the Madonnas, the Princes, the Tina Turners, they've always been legends to me, but with Beyoncé, I got to watch it happen. Beyoncé is the product of generations of black talent funneled into one artist. She respects and uplifts the qualities of performance, discipline, and intentionality that have fallen by the wayside in today's music industry. Her crusade to preserve the album as a fully realized body of work is proof of that. Her talent isn't manufactured, and I can vouch for that. I've seen her live. Despite being a fan for as long as I can remember, I've only recently realized something. People can never truly be normal about Beyoncé. Beyoncé's relevance over the past 3 decades is no accident. There's a reason she remains at the center of cultural conversation, and the reason is simple. She keeps pushing. No two albums of hers sound alike. She refuses to be boxed in. For many, Beyoncé doesn't fit neatly into any one category, and that's exactly why she matters. Whether you like her or not, she's carrying the torch of the greats, the ones who inspired her, who broke ground before her. She's not just taking what they gave the world, she's honoring it, expanding it, and making sure the sacrifices they made were not in vain. The admiration and reverence for Black musical history is written across everything she does currently. It's in the music, it's in the visuals, it's in the performance, it's everywhere.
Hold it over, come on, look the please. I'm running in and got the money.
Innovation starts with a dream, but then you have to execute that dream, and that road can be very bumpy. Being an innovator is seeing what everyone believes is impossible. Being an innovator often means being criticized, which often will test your mental strength. Being an innovator is leaning on faith, trusting that God will catch you and guide you. So, to all the record labels, every radio station, every award show, my hope is that we're more open to the joy and liberation that comes from enjoying art with no preconceived notions. And I want to dedicate this award to all the innovators who have dedicated their lives and their art to creating shifts. So thank you for your sacrifices, your powerful voices, and your dauntless spirits. Thank you to Rosetta Tharpe, Miss Tracy Chapman, Linda Martell, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Andre 3000, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, and so many more who defied any label placed upon them. I'd like to thank all of the incredible country artists that accepted this album. We worked so hard on it. I think sometimes genre is a cold word to keep us in our place as artists, and I just want to encourage people to do what they're passionate about.
One thing I've come to understand, especially with the start of this 3-act trilogy, is that we don't get to define who Beyoncé is, or who any artist is for that matter. Every time an artist steps outside the box the public has built for them, there's always resistance, but Beyoncé has never let those boxes contain her. She defines herself every single time. That's why one of the most frustrating things I've heard about Cowboy Carter is the claim that Beyoncé turned to country music because she's struggling to stay relevant. As a fan, that's infuriating, but as a creative, it's downright insulting. To pour your time, your soul, yourself into a body of work only for it to be reduced to some desperate attempt for attention is disgusting to me. Let's be clear, Beyoncé has never needed to chase relevance. She is relevant. All she has to do is release an album and the culture responds. Every project becomes an event. Every drop becomes a moment. When your name alone sparks global discussion, relevance isn't something you beg for, it's something you command. Seeking relevance was never the goal with this record. Right now, Shaboozey holds the record for the longest running #1 by a solo artist on the Billboard Hot 100, tied with Lil Nas X. Other featured acts on the album, like Tanner Adele and Willie Jones, have seen an unprecedented surge in visibility and interest. Why? Because Beyoncé gave them a platform, something that's often withheld from black artists in a space as historically white dominated as country music. And that's what being a true artist, a true legend is all about. Opening doors for others, creating opportunities that weren't given to you. To be clear, their success isn't solely because of Beyoncé. She lit the match, but their brilliance is what made that fire catch. She gave them the stage, but it was their talent that earned the standing ovation. If you had told me 10 years ago that Beyoncé would one day release a country album, I would have looked you dead in the face and called you absolutely ridiculous. It's something that never ever crossed my mind because she wasn't a country artist, and she still is not a country artist, nor is she an R&B artist or pop artist. She can make a country album. She can do country, she can do opera, she can do house, she can do gospel, whatever she wants, and do it with intention, with respect, and with excellence. What I've come to understand is that Beyoncé doesn't live within genre, she transcends it. And honestly, that's something every artist, every creative, every person should strive for. To define yourself on your own terms. To refuse the box the world tries to put you in. To look at the expectations around you and say, I decide who I am. With Cowboy Carter, Beyoncé is simply following in the footsteps of her predecessors who pushed forward to prove that black artists are capable of more than the box we put them in. When Prince released Purple Rain in 1984, he shattered expectations, not just for himself, but for what a black artist was allowed to do. He blended rock, funk, gospel, and pop into something entirely his own, kicking down the door to a genre that had historically excluded artists who looked like him. Just like Purple Rain, this album is more than a genre pivot. It's a declaration, a refusal to be boxed in, and a reminder that true icons don't just make music, they redefine the space they're in. What we call country or pop or rock is often less about sound and more about who was allowed to belong. Musical genres are not natural categories. They are social constructions shaped by culture, race, class, and industry. The minute you define a genre, someone's going to come along and break the rules. Yes, Beyoncé is a problem. The problem is that she refuses to stay in any box, whether it's built by critics or even her own fans. She honors authenticity above all else. And the truth is, the world may never see another entertainer quite like her. Cowboy Carter is one of the clearest examples of that. Conceived as a journey through a reinvention of Americana, the album spotlights the overlooked contributions of Black pioneers to American music and cultural history. It's a genre-blending statement, rooted in country, but reaching far beyond it, embracing outlaw country, pop, western, and Americana while weaving in R&B, hip-hop, rock and roll, psychedelic soul, and bluegrass. It's not just an album, it's an ambitious reimagining of a genre and a nation through the lens of its Black roots. The album sparked cultural conversations about who gets to belong in country music. It boosted the careers of rising country artists. It increased the listenership of the genre as a whole and even helped revive the popularity of Western aesthetics and culture. And at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, Cowboy Carter made history, earning Beyoncé the first Best Country Album win by a Black artist and making her the first Black woman since Lauryn Hill in 1999 to win the Album of the Year. Renaissance is still my favorite of the trilogy so far, but where Renaissance brought the party, Cowboy Carter brought the substance. One was made to let go and be free. The other asked you to sit with it, to reflect, to listen, and to think. I've lived through 8 Beyoncé album cycles, 8 distinct eras and the evolution of an icon, and somehow every era feels bigger than the last. There doesn't seem to be a ceiling for her. With every release since self-titled, I've told myself, there's no way she can top this. And time again, she proves me wrong. And with the third and final act in Beyoncé's 2020s trilogy looming on the horizon, I can only imagine how she's getting ready to outdo herself once again.